Double Dragon 4 was an announcement that came out of nowhere, and yet it made sense seeing as this year marks the series' 30th anniversary. Instead of creating a new game in the vein of the last entry, Double Dragon Neon, Arc System Works decided to go the Mega Man 9 route by making an NES-style sequel to Double Dragon 3, The Sacred Stones. Unfortunately, unlike Mega Man 9, Double Dragon 4 leaves a lot to be desired. The best way I can describe this game is slow. Players will scroll across the screen fighting baddies that take their sweet time getting to you in either tiny numbers or overwhelming ones. Snail pace aside, even fighting enemies isn't satisfying. Like classic Double Dragons of yore, Billy and Jimmy Lee can punch, kick, or use objects and weapons to ward off foes. If you get knocked down, hitting one of the action buttons will produce a powerful counter, but animations are sluggish, so falling down, counter or not, dampening the flow of the game. It's boring and not fun to venture through even with a buddy. It feels too safe and uninspired, as if this is a beta of a game produced over a weekend. On top of the ho-hum combat, there are platforming segments that are difficult due to the controls being unresponsive, plus there are bugs as well. One instance produced an invisible wall preventing me from jumping a gap and costing me valuable lives. What I will give the game praise for is its 8-bit widescreen aesthetic. It looks and sounds good thanks to the remixed soundtrack. Aside from the main campaign, there's a 2-player fighting arena with a good cast to choose from, but I wouldn't necessarily call this fun either. It's, I guess, a nice inclusion in an otherwise soulless package. To really hammer it home one last time, Double Dragon 4 is a shell of a game that lacks inspiration. I shouldn't be surprised though, as I wrote a retrospective earlier last month and was underwhelmed by the series as a whole, so another dud in the system was logically expected, but I had hoped for the best. A little more time in the oven with a dose of wackiness could have made this game special, but even at $7, it's hard to recommend. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course you should support me on Patreon because hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.